Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Checking the mic. Should have done that earlier, but I was so excited. It was 8:57 and I had everything ready, and what I normally do is my brain just goes somewhere else in a different direction, and I'll start looking at articles or I'll start doing something else and forget what I'm doing. Today I was all the way at 8:59, still there, ready to hit the button to go live, and now I'm live. And gosh, it's good to be with you this morning. Um, Valentine's Day is today. The way I'm showing my solidarity with Valentine's Day is to have a pink shirt. I don't want to do a pink shirt just by itself because it looks weird on the camera. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Um, Weekend was a blast, but it really wasn't very heavy real estate related. None of my buyers were interested in going to see anything, and I didn't have any listing calls. So, you know, I don't know. Sometimes it's strange. I remember 2 years ago during the summer, I had no ability to do anything. I was just so busy, and things were just piling up everywhere. And then things got more and more busy, and then I remember February of 2022 or February of 2021. I was like, man, I finally hit it. This is where I'm at. And ever since then, it's just been kind of, I wouldn't, it's, I don't know how to explain it, but, but this situation has, I wouldn't say it's taught me anything um, positive as much as I just understand now, like I'm going to have to do things a certain way. And I'm committed to doing those, and we will have success. It's very interesting when you get into the mindset of the real estate agent. Coaches have a significant impact in that space. Um, and I rip on coaches all the time. But if you have a great bit of success and don't know why, okay, that's problematic. Uh, and then if you don't have any success and you don't know why, that's problematic. But just the day in and the day out of the real estate game, as a small real estate broker in South County, South St. Louis, Missouri, um, it's really fascinating. Hard, hard on the brain. You say, well, it's not hard to sell houses. It's not hard to. All you have to do is show up and you make money. And it's like, no, no. First of all, you have to get the phone to ring, or the text to come to you over, six other agents. And then even once you get the text, it's like, how are you going to best fit this person's wants, as far as, how do they want to do a deal? A lot of people think wrongly that the best agents only show like they only list these wonderful houses that are always perfect. And at least with me, I think 90% of my business is houses that are terrible. No offense to the people that own them. I mean, it's just like, they're dated, they're they're not, you know. I mean, the ones that I have that are just like the last house that I listed was so well done and so perfect for the marketplace. I mean, it was ridiculous. Okay. Um, but that's not the norm for me. And so, working through those with the sellers is something that I feel like I have a skill to do, uh, a reason to be in the industry. And yet, I don't get I don't get very many calls for that. And I even on nice houses, I very seldom ever get a nice house. And when I do, obviously I take care of it and do a good job. But I don't know. It's been a fascinating time. Um, One of the good things, or one of the positive things, is I always felt like, how do I put this? I always felt there was something missing. I don't know if it's missing in the public discourse or what, but I just felt like the stuff that I would read. I mean, I'm you know, someday somebody can use this against me, I guess, but I always felt like the stuff that I was reading in real estate magazines, in real estate online posts, and what I was doing and what I was seeing were vastly different things. And I always, uh, at first, I thought I could chalk it up to regional differences. So, like, I'm in South St. Louis, like maybe that's a lot different than, say, Virginia. Um, but as I've gone on longer and longer, no, it's just everything you read, uh, has elements or shades of truth, and then shades of maybe someone else's truth, but not the one you're in. Um, and even this morning, let me give you an example of the struggle that I see as a real estate broker with limited funds, and understand I say limited funds meaning anything's limited. Okay, I don't mean like I'm limited. We're all limited by our funds, but for so many years, the game has been, if you're a real estate tech vendor, is that you sell a product to an unsuspecting broker or agent for a high initial cost that doesn't work, and you hope that they continue to use the product long after the fact they realize that it doesn't work, and then you find hopefully another person to, when those people quit and cancel, then you hope to find someone else to pawn it off on. And what you really need is at least one or two people across the country to have success with your product. And so if you can get that, you can always go back to pointing to those two as an example, so that when a normal person fails, when a normal person fails, you can say, well, it's just you, because these people over here have significant success. And let me point out one space where I'm limited in my brokerage that no one can help me solve at this time. Let's assume I get a real estate lead from my website, which is someone puts their name and number in my website somewhere, or their name and number in my website somewhere, and says, I'm looking to buy a house, I'm looking to sell a house. Okay, let's say that happens. If they are serious, okay, I can be okay. So what I mean by serious is, are they ready to go get a a mortgage qualification, a pre-approval? Are they ready to buy? Is there some sort of circumstance in which they can't buy? So are they from another state and they're not moving here for a year? Okay, that's not a good situation for me. I'm not going to be able to do anything about that. If they live in St. Louis and just decide that they want to move, and this is the time, then I can definitely do that. And then on the sell side, are you selling this year, or are you selling sometime in 5 years? Because I appreciate that you're thinking of me now, but 5 years from now, God only knows what's going to happen to any of us. Larger brokerages, larger agent teams are able to take those leads that are generated, that are longer term leads, and what they call nurture them. So they can, they follow up with the people every once in a while, introduce themselves. When the person that they first meet quits because the business is hard, then they introduce them. The next person calls because they don't know any better, and so they're like, "Oh, hey, I'm so and so. I took over for so and so." I don't have that ability. We don't have that ability to do that. And you could say, well, automate it, right? Or just automate it. Send them, if they're thinking about listing their house, send them listings from around their house so that they know what's going on in the marketplace. Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes there aren't houses that are even close to theirs that are going up for sale. And so you have the ability to warp perception. I mean, let's just say you've got all right, I've got this. Okay. let's say you've got a house that's a $150,000 house. That's the real price of the house. It will sell for that every day of the week. And then let's say that there's a neighborhood next door that are $350,000 houses. And your search continues to show those houses that are $350,000. The person that lives in the $150,000 house is going to say, well, my house is worth X because this house is worth $350,000. There's nothing wrong with that thinking. Okay. It's kind of how we do business. The only difference is we compare similar homes. And, there's going to be a difference in either square footage, construction, land area. There's going to be some difference between, where there's a $200,000 difference between homes. So I wanted to, I wanted to explain that even if you do, buy into some sort of tech, you're still in this spot where you can't nurture the leads. And so you're paying money for leads that don't come in, or when they do come in, you can't close because it's 3 or 4 years down the road. So it's just impossible. And you say, well, you could do this and you could do that. Like, I literally have no time. I mean, I literally every day I could spend right now with the commitments that I have 24 hours a day. And I just don't work that way anymore. I'm not 20. I'm not too old, but, you see that you only got so much time, and you better spend your time doing things that you enjoy. So I enjoy helping buyers. I enjoy helping sellers, but the idea that I'm going to be able to pay some company, X thousands of dollars and not be able to nurture leads, like they need, isn't going to work. And so that's something that I wanted to share with you. I don't want you to think that, how do I put this? I don't want you to think that if you're an agent, I don't want you to think that what I do is right for you. If you're trying to come up with intelligence to, to start your own brokerage or try to be an agent and go forward in the business, my model probably isn't for you. And it does, like, that doesn't make me a better person or anything like that. It's just, I have a unique perspective on the way things should be in my life. And I run my business accordingly. And if I do have more success, I will do things a certain way because I've kind of learned how I want things done. Now, this is all a moot point because right now I have my YouTube channel. I have, like I said, I have 4 buyers right now that are interested in buying, tomorrow if they could find something. I have a bunch of other people that, would consider buying something. And I got some listings. If, like, most of those are people that are buying though on my board. But anyway, I just wanted to go over my thinking on that. It's Valentine's Day. And one of the things I wanted to say about Valentine's Day, to all of you out there who are alone on Valentine's Day, I feel your pain. I was not married until I was 41. I spent many Valentine's days just sitting there depressed. I'm not saying you should be that way. I'm just saying I feel for you. Valentine's Day is a hard holiday, is a hard day to deal with when, just in general. As an example, let's just assume that you're dating someone, but it's not serious or you're not sure where it's going. Valentine's Day is a terrible time because you don't know what to do. It's terrible. And then if you have been married a long time, Valentine's Day means very little sometimes. I mean, you've done it year after year after year. But those people who are, what I would say, without a Valentine and have been for years, that might be watching, you're a valuable person. I care. And you know, don't let this get you down. I'm not saying it's going to get any better for you, because it may not. But just know that I get it. Okay? I get it on a very real level. That being said, we knew that, I'm sorry, my voice is messed up this morning. We knew that I didn't have any, pretty much from Friday, I knew that I wasn't going to have anything to do on Sunday for the business. And so I like to do road trips with my wife, and I like to travel through the quote unquote backwoods of Missouri. We went through the Mark Twain National Forest yesterday. It was just gorgeous. And you say, well, there were no leaves. It was the middle of winter. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're totally right. Man, it was a good drive. The things I saw were just, I mean, you don't think of Missouri as having these huge, like there's literally mountains. Okay. I mean, and these trees are just, I mean, it's just amazing to see different parts of Missouri. And so we ended up going to a place. I like to look at, I know maybe this seems weird. I ended up in a Facebook group one time called Missouri Springs. Okay. And somehow, because of the unique nature of the formation of the earth in Missouri, particularly, we have a lot of springs. I don't know if we have more than anybody else. I don't know anything about that, but I often like to go and look at springs. And so we went to a place called Welch Springs. It's 2.5 hours away. And it was in Jadwin, Missouri. And I know most of you were probably watching the Super Bowl last night and that kind of thing. But I'm not about to watch the Super Bowl with the Rams. I mean, come on. So anyway, I took a little video of it, and I wanted to share it with you. Now, last time I shared a video, we were in where were we? We were in Hannibal, and we were looking at like the confluence of the two rivers. This is a spring, and what I learned on the last video, I'm not very good technologically, but on this one, I wanted you to see the. I wanted to be able to talk over it, and so I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna transition it, and so here it is. Okay, so the water comes right out of there. Okay, and I know you can hear me on this one, but isn't that beautiful? Now, it's stretched out. The video's stretched out. I get it, but isn't it beautiful? The water's blue, and it'll loop. I mean, that was absolutely gorgeous. And you say, oh, well, there's this green stuff growing. It's still gorgeous. And you can see so far down in the water. And this water is literally coming out of a cave right there. That's where it comes out. And just gorgeous. There was about a mile long drive down a dirt road. I have a Subaru Outback, and it was no problem whatsoever. There was about a half-mile hike from where we parked to get here. Wife and I are not great at hiking per se. We would be. I noticed my fingers in the picture right there. She walks really fast. She's a fast walker, and I'm not that fast. So I like to stroll. I'm not in the best of shape in the world, but this, and plus, when you hike in the summer in Missouri, you're just soaking wet, miserable. But anyway, there's a hospital here. There was a hospital. That building there is a hospital, and what I wanted to mention about that is, so it's abandoned, of course, but a long time ago, there people believed that the health benefits from breathing air in a cave were better than anything else because there was no pollen in the caves. That was the thought. Like if you're allergic to all this stuff that's growing, that would be the perfect place to breathe. And so they had a hospital built right there, and there's a cave. You're not allowed to go in the cave because there's these special vats or something. The way it is now. I'm surprised they even let us go to see the spring at all. But it flows into the Current River, I think. I could be wrong on that. But, I mean, just could not be more gorgeous yesterday. I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm thankful my wife also has the same thoughts that I do about the Super Bowl. And so anyway, that's it. I'm gonna let it run one more time, and then we'll go on to other things. But I'm thankful for, like, the video on my iPhone was fantastic. The pictures are beautiful. This is a real illustration of how it looked. I mean, very accurate. The technology in our iPhones these days is unbelievable. And just wanted to share that with you. So we'll go back now. A good time. So hope I didn't jar you too much with the transition, but spending time with your wife or somebody, doing something that you enjoy. I mean, the drive was 2.5 hours down there. A little bit shorter coming back. We took the interstate coming back. We didn't use the back roads, but it was nice. So that was the Welch Spring in Jadwin, Missouri. All right. What do we got? First article today. This was in Google Trends. 500,000 searches. The Puppy Bowl. Now, I've seen a lot of articles about the Puppy Bowl, but I chose this one because I felt it was the best. It's got a recap. Let's get to it. Puppy Bowl 2022 winner recap. Team Fluff sinks baby teeth into victory. The power of the pup was unleashed Sunday. Team Fluff released their inner hounds to win the coveted Lombardi Trophy at Puppy Bowl 2022. Back for its 18th year, the big game for the little dogs returned to the turf Sunday at 2 p.m. on Animal Planet, just before the Human 2022 Super Bowl. Now, to me, I think you could have the Puppy Bowl any day of the week. You could call it any number of different things, and I think it would be great. I think more people would. I honestly think more people would watch the Puppy Bowl. It's much better than dealing with the owners of the NFL, who are worse than dogs. So it says these are not trained puppies. Longtime Puppy Bowl referee Dan. Now there's a Puppy Bowl referee. Didn't know that. These are dogs in their purest form. Now I don't know what that means either, in the sense that like we are humans in our purest form. This year was the largest competition, with more than 100 dogs from 63 shelters in 33 states, including a pup from Hawaii. This edition also included the most special needs dogs the bowl has ever featured. I don't know if my state needs to be represented in the Puppy Bowl. I don't feel any sort of civic pride because a dog from the Puppy Bowl was from St. Louis. Doesn't give me any sort of pleasure to know that, but maybe that matters to you. It says there's only one rule in the Puppy Bowl: drag a chew toy to the end zone. Any other calls are made up on the fly. To avoid total chaos, only a handful of pooches are introduced to the turf at a time. I didn't know the rules. I never really did understand it. I used to watch it, but I didn't understand it. So it's good to know that that you have to drag a chew toy into the end zone. It says the star-studded spectacle got started with a special message from coaches, that's in quotes, Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg naturally, as well as First Lady Jill Biden and Elmo and Tango. So I could do without all that. Really. It's literally it's not necessary. Like, just put the dogs and the camera. And you know what? I don't even need the sound. You can just turn that off too. I don't really care. I just want to watch the dogs. Oh, the puppies. It says Team Fluff got off to a rollicking start with Chihuahua Birch scoring the first and second touchdowns of the game. The smallest pup in the bowl, Birch was drafted from Nina's Road to Rescue in Louisiana and was adopted on Thanksgiving Day to a family with 5 kids, 2 guinea pigs, a dog, and a tree frog. A tree frog. Team Ruff's Ellington, a Siberian Husky Chow Chow mix, brought Team Ruff back up with their first touchdown, only to be thwarted by another touchdown from Team Fluff, this time from Chorzo, a Dachshund and American Staffordshire Terrier mix at the end of the first quarter. Now, we don't know where Team Ruff's Ellington is from. Or chorizo. If you're going to start, at least be consistent. Moby, a French bulldog, then swooped in with a field goal for team. Now, I don't understand that either. If the whole point of it is just to take the dog treat and put it to the other side. I mean, seriously. Then Team Ruff's Lulu, a fluffy Shih Tzu and Pomeranian mix, closed in on the game's gap, bringing the score close to a close 21-17 halfway through the second quarter. Ruff's Bimini, a Beagle and Australian cattle dog mix, went long into touchdown glory. Ruff took the lead. Now, literally, we're talking about a dog competition here. Okay? Like, these people are being paid to write this. Now, I'm not. I mean, I'm impressed because I couldn't. My whole thing would be like, hey, there were some dogs, and they ran around with some treats and whatnot, and you should adopt a dog if you want one. Like, that's my story. Fluff fought right back thanks to Kirby, a Labrador Retriever who's enrolled in a pup in training program that partners with America's Vet Dogs, a New York-based nonprofit that provides service dogs for free to veterans and first responders with disabilities. Okay. Things got a little rough between Fluff's Baxter and Ruff's Ted D. Bear, who got a penalty and fumbled before going on to score a touchdown at the end of the first half. Bear's big moment brought the score to 28-31. Fluff, as the kitty cheerleaders, took the field for a rousing halftime show. Lasers included, of course. The Big Dogs took the field with big dog moves to boot. Penalty flags flew with a 2-paw punch from ref's Scout and a rumbling tumble from Fluff's Sky. Scout got pegged with a terrorizing the referee penalty. Woof. Look, I didn't see the game. You know where I was. I put it out there. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it was as good as the writing indicates. But it says, but leave it to Fluff's Benny, a wheelchair-bound poodle who was born with his vertebrae fused together to bring all the pups back to business. Ted D. Bear then helped Ruff take the lead at the end of the third quarter. Mr. Bear pounced, flip, sprinted his way to the third touchdown of the game. Hearing impaired Dalmatian Pongo blocked Fluff's collie to keep the game pawsome for Team Ruff. But there was no stopping very valuable pup Kirby, who bow-wowed fans with a double touchdown for Fluff heading into the fourth quarter. After an impressive series of rolls down the field, Little Chorzo brought the score for Team Fluff to an impressive 59-48. Where's the defense in this game? But leave it to the Beagle Chow Chow mix, Odell Barkham, to be the comeback pup for Ruff, bringing the score nail-bitingly close for paws everywhere. Wow. Wow. After a New York native, Wasabi was nailed with a penalty for invasive sniffing and a hearty pup talk from Elmo. He brought Fluff up to 66 points, helping the team maintain their lucky lead, even with a touchdown from Ruff's Banjo, an American Pit Bull Terrier and American Staffordshire Terrier mix. This is so stupid. In the end, Ruff couldn't maintain the streak from last year, with Fluff claiming the trophy at 73.69, thanks in part to their official most valuable pup, Kirby, who I didn't even know we were talking about the entire time. Aside from being a chewable football alternative, the Puppy Bowl Palooza serves as a larger pawpus. That's so stupid, too. To find these furry friends a forever family. In fact, the Puppy Bowl has always had a 100% adoption rate. Well, I would think so. I mean, you got a couple million people watching the game. How would you not? And apparently some of these people have already been, some of these dogs have already been adopted. So, I mean, seriously, it says every Puppy Bowl ends with every single dog being adopted. Our goal is to showcase as wide of a variety as possible. Well, wow. Wow. That was something. What did you think of that? Ooh, I got to catch my breath. Oh, tearing up a little bit. I want to go into looking at some listings today. And I would like to look at Lexington, Kentucky. Now, there's the Kentucky Colonel. I think you have to go to Kentucky to be a colonel. I don't think you can just be one. Anyway, I'm going to look into it. What do we think of when we think about Lexington, Kentucky in our minds? Well, not much. Not much. I don't know anything particularly about it. We'll look at these listings and we're going to probably do 4 because there's one that I want to see really bad. So the first house, 4.25 million, 9 beds, 6.5 baths, 7,475 square feet on a 32-acre lot. I don't know if they're selling the house there or what's going on. So, but it's by Sotheby's Realty. So, I mean, that's considered a highfalutin group. 48 days on Realtor.com. Built in 1983. Property history, it was just listed on 12/27. Expertly designed equestrian facility located along the highly sought-after thoroughfare of Greenwich Pike. Tilling just over 32 acres, this farm is so easy to manage. This property includes 2 large single-family homes. The main residence has been beautifully renovated and totals 5 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. Spacious open floor plan and views of the farm throughout. The primary bedroom is on the first floor, along with a second guest bedroom. Alongside the house is a new oversized 3-car garage with a spacious apartment above. Enjoy entertaining in the covered outdoor patio area with a limestone surface, tongue and groove ceilings overlooking the rolling green pasture. Reap the benefits of staying cool in the summer and warm in the winter while riding in a newly constructed indoor arena with 17 large sliding doors. The indoor riding area is approximately 100 by 240 feet with fantastic footing. There's additional space inside the covered area to add 8 12 by 12 permanent stalls. The main barn has 10 stalls and was updated in 2018 with a new roof. There is a new 5-horse craft walker and an equipment shed with 50 amp hookup. Your horses will enjoy 6 large paddocks and 2 larger. Something or other, but it was short. Now there's 97 pictures. And where were we at yesterday? We were on the beach. Were we in Florida? No, we were Corpus Christi, Texas. Every single description was short and to the point, and all the photos of the top homes were less than 50 pictures. So I'm not going to look at this. When your first picture is that of the barn or the stable, it's a beautiful building. I have no complaints. However, I'm primarily interested in single family homes, and so that's why this isn't really appealing to me that much. There's the home from the side, a picture of a tree. There's your property, but we don't have really a good delineation of what's. Oh, here, this is what's what. I don't understand why it's parceled out like that, but no complaints. Um, so I like that they did that. I like that they made it so that you can know what it is, but you know, like I could do without this picture. Uh, I mean, it's a nice barn. Don't get me wrong. That is awesome, and that would be a great barn dominium. Uh, it's like they liked steel construction here, and it's not a complaint. So I mean, you got to like horses if you buy this. Like no duh, but this is not for me. But no complaints. Beautiful outdoor space, and I really want to continue that thought for any home anymore. Is if you're going to build a house in 2022, you're going to need to have some outdoor living space uh, designed with that, with the home in mind. It's just not going to work anymore to not have the outdoor space. It doesn't matter if you live in a terrible climate. You just need that outdoor space. So let's continue. Let me get to the right button. So we're at picture 29. I mean, here's the house, and it's going to be nice. It's not going to be big, but it's a beautiful kitchen. I mean, they've moved out. I don't know why that. I don't know why this is kind of messed up on the. I think what they said is, "Hey, do you have any pictures of this when you were living in it?" And they're like, "Yeah." So this is nice, but it's not for me. Not going to take up any more time. Now we got another house, 3.375 million. And by the way, Sotheby's has the top 4 listings in Lexington. So I mean, they're definitely at the high end market. Okay. 3.375 million, 6 bedrooms, 8.5 baths, 10,000 square foot, 1 acre lot. So let's look at that one. 49 pictures, perfect. 185 days on the market, 3-car garage, property details. It says this contemporary in-town estate, elegantly and exclusively modeled in 2015, reflects the extensive use of light by design. Because everyone else advertises or does things by dark. Sold in 2014, listed in 2021. Let's just take a look. Does it look contemporary to you? Doesn't look that contemporary to me so far. Oh, inside, I see. Very contemporary. Nice, though. That's a really cool look. You know what I think about the contemporary design? It's not my preference. But for those that have it, good for you. If you ever want me to list a contemporary home, I'm happy to do so. If a buyer is looking for a contemporary home, I'm not going to tell them not to. I'm just saying myself personally, not really a big fan of the contemporary style. I don't get a good sense of where I'm at in this home. I may not have a basement because I see a vent up there. I mean, it's nice. I like the pool. The pool house, that's nice. just not for me. Not complaining. Just not what I would have thought with Lexington, Kentucky. Let's look at this home. And I don't think I'm going to enjoy this one either. It's a 7-bedroom, 4.5 bath, 7,793 square feet on a half-acre lot. Been on the market for 4 days. Built in 2012. Property history: it just got listed, 210. Property details: beautiful custom home in the private and exclusive gated Ashford Oaks community near Hamburg. I don't know. I don't like that the first picture isn't of the house. This isn't. I don't like that the picture's cut off, which is also probably not the agent's fault. But we're at $2.5 million for this home, and so we've looked at 3 houses so far in Lexington, Kentucky, the luxury homes, and none of the 3 are speaking to me in any way. Now, that's just me, though. I'm not criticizing these homes. Just, I wouldn't, there's no amount of money that would make me want to buy these homes. I like the outdoor space. There's something. I like that it's got a pool and a TV. That's nice. But I'm right next to my neighbor. I'm not interested. Okay, so here's the reason why I wanted to do 4 houses, because I saw this house here, and this is what I think of when I think about Lexington, Kentucky. That's just the way I think. Now, am I wrong? Maybe, but this is what I think. 1.75 million, 4 bedrooms, 5 baths, 6,686 square feet on a 24-acre lot. Built in 1998. It's been on the market 390 days. So see, I don't know what it would go for. It has been listed since 2021. Let's see on the details. Beautiful custom home on over 24 acres, only 5 minutes from Hamburg. This home is well designed. It has a fabulous entrance with a double staircase, first level master suite, a his and hers closets, mother-in-law suites on the first floor. Built-in study, separate dining room, living room, great room with a fireplace, fabulous kitchen with Jenn-Air appliances, screen-in porch just off the kitchen. Upstairs has 2 large bedrooms with 2 full baths, large room with a pool table overlooking the pool and farm. What a view. A large unfinished area that could be finished for more livable space if needed. Oversized 3-car garage. A large in-ground pool that has a new liner. Over 24 acres with 8 stall barn with a wash rack and tack room and office, security gate, plus much, much more. Come and take a look at this property. It has everything that you were looking for. Okay. What do we got here? So I like the way the house looks. I don't like the backyard so much, but okay. I mean, come on, you're driving into that. That's nice. There's your staircase. I don't know who took the pictures of this. I don't know if there were any, difficulties with the seller in getting good pictures. The problem I see, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, is like, look, here's your pool, and then you got a computer and printer right there. And you just got a lot of stuff everywhere. $35 pictures, though. I think that's a house you have to go to. Take a look. I don't think you're going to be able to do a good job on pictures. But that's that. Those are the houses. That was Lexington, Kentucky. I feel like, I don't know. What do you think? It didn't feel like the right thing for me. But hopefully for you, it does work. And that's that. Let's go into some more stuff here. Now, this is an article I put it in the title, and I feel like this was a very outdated article for 2022, and I would just say that in my own business, like if a single woman uh, wanted to buy a home for me, or if she wanted me to list her home for sale, there would be no issues about her being a single woman. It would be just like a client, like a normal client. I don't like this, or a widower, or some. I mean, I just don't like the idea that we're going to do like the gender thing for buying a home. Just buy a home. It doesn't matter who you are. 65% of women would buy a home without being married first. What to do if you're one of them? Look, if you've got a job and you want to buy a house and you can afford it, buy a house. You don't have to be married. I don't understand, that logic is ridiculous. But here's the key points, and like, let's see if we even agree with those. It says society tends to dictate a certain chronology for life events. First come marriage, then comes buying a home. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. So I don't believe that chronology is true. Yet more single women are refining those rules by buying homes on their own without a partner. So, good. Purchasing a home may be a more realistic goal than you think. Learn what's possible and don't just dismiss it just because you're a single woman. Who would do such a thing? Who would say, I'm a single woman, so I can't buy a house? It's just stupid. What, I mean, take it to another level. I'm a single woman, so I can't rent an apartment? I mean, you're not disabled. Like, and I don't mean that in a negative way to the disabled. I'm just saying this idea that you can't buy a home first before it's silly. It's silly. Would you do the same with a single man? Can a single man buy a home first? I mean, why not? I was a single man. I had a home. I mean, I don't understand. It's just ridiculous. After years of renting, Anna Maskell decided she wanted to buy her own home. Well, good for her. Then the COVID-19 pandemic hit, and urban residents began flocking to the rural Lehigh Valley area of Pennsylvania where she lives. Low inventory and high prices, Maskell thought her homeownership dream would be out of reach, but all that changed when the owner of a house she was renting decided to sell and gave Maskell first dibs. She jumped at the chance, and her dream of owning a home became a reality. Maskell closed on her house this week. It was always a huge dream of mine to own my own home and be able to say that I made it. Maskell, who is single, admitted that she did have some hesitation about approaching this major life milestone without a partner. But there came a point when this is how my life is now, and why wait for that? I'm more than capable of owning a home. Yes, who isn't? Well, there are some people that aren't capable of owning a home, but it has nothing to do with their relationship status. So then it says again that society tends to, I don't care what the society says. However, single women like Maskell are redefining those rules, according to a recent study from Bank of America. I don't agree with this at all. It says nearly 2/3 of single female prospective owners said they would rather not wait till marriage to buy a home, according to the study. What's more, 30% of female homeowners purchased their home while they were single. So, I mean, this is already showing you that this isn't even a thing. With the delay in getting married and starting families, I think it's logical that 65% of single prospective homeowners would choose to be homeowners without having to get married first. To be sure, buying a new home can be challenging in the current market due to limited supply, high prices, and rising mortgage rates. Don't disagree with that. But a purchase like Maskell's is increasingly proven to be a source of pride for women. Why can't it just be a pride for everyone? They bought a house. Good for them. The Bank of America survey found that 80% of women are excited about the idea of buying a home of their own, while 92% said it would be a great accomplishment. It's always an accomplishment to buy a home. What's more, 60% of prospective female homebuyers say they will feel like they've made it when they buy their own home versus 52% of single men. Almost half the current single women homeowners, 46%, said they were proud to tell other people about their homeownership status, compared to 35% of their single men counterparts. You bought a home. Congratulations. It doesn't, I mean, says single women are also learning the important lesson that owning a home can be a way to help increase your wealth. In some ways, it can also help come with fewer strings than renting. Just days after buying her home, Maskell's already made appointments to get quotes on some renovations she would like to make that she couldn't do before as a renter. While some women may feel that buying a home on their own is beyond them, that's just a myth. What woman has been taught that that's okay? What that thinking that they can't buy their own home? And this is ridiculous. I don't think women need to be limited any longer by the old mindset that you have to be married. I don't really care about what. In the world we live in today, you're going to tell me that there's a mindset that women can't buy homes until they're married? And that's a prevailing mindset? We're going to go with that? Other common misconceptions that you have to have a 20% down payment, perfect credit, and no student loan debt may also hold some women back. But they would hold everyone else back too. We've often talked about the 20% down payment myth. It's not really a myth. It's probably better for you to have 20% to put down. At the end of the day, you don't have to pay PMI. But you don't have to. It would hold everyone back. It's got nothing to do with women. Bank of America and other financial institutions offer products that enable prospective homebuyers to obtain financing with as little as 3% down. You can do it with 100% down. So maybe not Bank of America, but I can show you. There may be grant funding available depending on your income and other circumstances. Having a solid credit score will help you get a better deal. Again, same for men or women. But there are options available for borrowers with lower scores, though they tend to come in with higher costs. The key is to do your research and find out what's out there. No, the key is just go ahead and make enough money that you can go buy a house. The journey from deciding to buy a home to actually closing on that transaction varies from person to person. It could take 2 months or 2 years. Okay. It could take 30 days. It says by meeting with a financial, I mean, this to me is an ad for Bank of America. That's what this is. This has not got anything to do with women. Educate yourself, learn what's possible, and don't dismiss it just because you're a single woman. Obviously not. Homeownership can be a very critical tool in building your financial future. I mean, the idea, that's what I was saying in my notes, is this is so outdated. This idea is so outdated. I don't know the age of the person who wrote the story, but the idea that some woman that's 30 years old can't go buy a house because of some sort of social rules is ridiculous. Go buy a house. If there's a 30-year-old or younger, anyone that can afford a house, any color, any race, any gender, anything, let's go buy a house. This has got to stop with this silliness of, oh, this group can't buy a house. No, you can buy a house. Literally, just as long as you have a job and good credit, you can do anything you want to, right? It's hard to buy a house if you don't have those things. You need good credit. I don't know. This is obvious to me. The idea that people would have who would have a problem with a single woman owning a home? I mean, really, it's ridiculous. So I kind of wanted to point out the absurdity of the article, and I hope I did that. I think we'll wrap it up on this one. Maybe it says Metaverse real estate sales top 500 million and are projected to double this year. This was also in CNBC. Now let's see if this is an article for somebody else. By the way, you know my position on the Metaverse and real estate. Sales of real estate in the Metaverse topped 500 million last year and could double this year. There are big risks, but potentially big rewards. So far, real estate sales have been concentrated on the big four: Sandbox, Decentraland, Cryptovaxels, and Solomon. Can you imagine? Like, don't come at me too hard, but you're a technology company, and you're like, you know what? We're going to build a game, but we're going to call it the Metaverse, and then we're going to be able to sell stuff in the game, and we'll make a fortune. And then we'll tell everybody that this is a good idea. Like, don't live your life. Live your life in the Metaverse. It says sales of real estate in the Metaverse topped 500 million last year and could double this year. Real estate sales on the four major Metaverse platforms reached 501 million. Sales in January topped 85 million. The Metaverse data provided, it projects that at this sales pace, it could reach 1 billion in 2022. Let me just put this out there. We're having a problem in America with home ownership, the ability affordability, at least. And by affordability, I don't mean some sort of government program to put more people in homes, or any sort of government program or local program that seeks to change zoning rules to include houses that are priced at a certain price today. No, I'm saying that across the board there's a homeownership problem as far as affordability, and yet people are blowing $500 million to $1 billion in a fake world. You see where I have a problem with that? Like, we can't even buy homes in the real world, and we're out there buying stuff in the metaverse. The recent surge in sales was sparked by Facebook's October 28th announcement that it was rebranding as Meta to focus on the metaverse. Real estate sales surged nearly ninefold to 133 million in November. Sales growth has faded since then, yet January sales total will still be more than 10 times the January 2021 levels. It says a report from Brand Essence Market Research found that the metaverse real estate market is expected to grow at a compound annual rate of 31% a year from 2022 to 2028. There are big risks, but potentially big rewards. Okay. Public Realm paid a record $4.3 million for land in the largest metaverse real estate platform, Sandbox. The company is developing 100 islands called Fantasy Islands with their own villas and related market of boats and jet skis. 90 of the islands sold on the first day for $15,000 each, and some are now listed for resale for more than $100,000. For investors, the big question is how to assign value and risk to an asset whose scarcity is artificial and whose future is a blank slate. Over a dozen platforms are now selling real estate in the metaverse, with new ones sprouting up almost weekly. So far, real estate sales have been concentrated on the big four. There are a total of 268,645 parcels on the four platforms, all of varying sizes. Sandbox dominates the market with 62% of the available land on the four platforms and 3/4 of all land sales in 2022. Sandbox is 166,464 parcels, each sold for the Ether equivalent of $12,700 in December. The parcels are 96 by 96 meters. Decentraland has 90,600 parcels, which are 16 meters by 16 meters and sold for the Ether equivalent of $14,440 a piece. I mean, just because someone's doing it doesn't mean that I should, right? A rush of companies, major brands, and investors are pouring into the new land craze, hoping to get on the ground floor of the next digital Manhattan or Monaco. Yorio said land value in the metaverse will be determined by what owners do with a property, like designing a popular attraction, museum, or feature rather than location. You can teleport anywhere, so location isn't as important. Yet other investors say, just like the real world, location in the metaverse is everything when it comes to real estate. Prices for parcels near Snoop Dogg's planned partnership and Virtual World and Sandbox are fetching a premium, along with parcels near the Atari development. Andrew Kiggle, CEO of Toronto-based Tokens, recently raised $16 million to fund an investment in metaverse real estate, almost all of which has been allocated to buying land and hiring staff. The company recently spent $2.4 million for land in Decentraland's fashion district, where the company plans to host fashion events and retail shops. Kugel said he's about to announce details of 2 North American apparel brands where he's renting space on his property to develop storefronts or experiences. Google said the real opportunity in the metaverse land is commercial, renting space, and hosting events for companies looking to advertise to a younger digital audience. He said he's been in talks with accounting firms, investment banks, podcasts, and mutual funds to build a presence in the metaverse. We've been talking to companies about putting up digital billboards in virtual conference rooms where people can meet. Tokens.com purchased 12 waterfront properties in Somenum that it thinks will increase in value because of its scarcity and visual appeal. Now we're talking about waterfront properties in the metaverse, not real. Still, others say the metaverse land is just the latest iteration of the crypto Ponzi scheme, luring unwitting investors into projects that may eventually prove worthless. While real land has natural scarcity, hence the old saying, they're not making any more of it, virtual land is easily created with code. There is no limit to the number of new metaverse platforms that can launch. Even the big existing platforms can create more land, as Sandbox did when it decided to increase its parcel sizes. Many point out that previous versions of virtual land grabs like in Second Life fall short of their promises. Metaverse land sales are generally a pyramid scheme and have been for more than 20 years, said Edward Castroneva, president of media at Indiana University. The Metaverse is El Dorado for internet startups. They chase it into a jungle and die. While older investors may scoff at Metaverse land, I'm an older investor scoffing at Metaverse land. Kegel said, younger consumers and investors are instantly able to see the appeal because they don't know as much. The problem a lot of people have is there are generations that have a difficult time attributing value to things that are digital that you can't hold and don't have weight. The younger generation has no issue with it, like NFTs, blockchain technology allows for something to be digital, irreplaceable, and scarce. You can hold it, store it, display it, and sell it. Yeah, but I don't want it. And that's my issue. I don't want land in the metaverse. I'm probably never going to the metaverse. I mean, if it's anything like the hellscape that Facebook's created in just the regular world, why would I want to have anything to do with it? And you may say, well, John, like someone's going to be a billionaire in the metaverse and they're going to be able to, throw their billions around in the real world. It's like, okay, that's their right. I'm just not doing it. I don't want to be in the metaverse. Like, it's kind of like Facebook. I didn't want to be on Facebook. The only reason why I'm on Facebook is because I have a business. My wife is on Facebook because her family can share pictures from Bosnia. She doesn't even like it that much. She's kind of moved over to Instagram. So, I mean, I just don't care. I can't stress enough how much. I mean, if you think that, like, when I get older, am I going to sit and play video games? Yes. When I get to be like 90, what else am I going to do all day? Play video games. But if you think I'm going to the metaverse to play video games, I mean, unless there's no other place to play video games ever, then I'm going to stay here. I mean, there's a lot of issues about the metaverse that haven't really been. I mean, they're allowing trafficking. That's not good. And that's just the start of their problems. Again, it's hard enough to create. Well, who's created utopia on planet Earth so far? And now you're going to do it in the metaverse? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I don't begrudge anyone who goes out there and tries to make a buck from this deal. Okay? I respect your risk profile. Okay? It's just not for me. And the idea that $500 million were spent on metaverse land, I just feel like that's just. I mean, people are allowed to spend their money on whatever they want to, I guess, at the end of the day. Well, this was a long chat, but I enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow. You come back and watch as well. We'll have a great time. I do want to live stream at night, but I'm still waiting, and it's going to be more customer service oriented than it is going to be, or business oriented than it's going to be real estate related. Whenever I get around to it, like, I'll announce it, and we'll see how that goes. But I wanted to say thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And if you ever have any questions or anything, put them in the comment section, or come on the chat. I've got plenty of time. We can talk, chat. With that, I'm going to head out. Thank you.